Today we're making 6-hour smoked pulled pork. Pork butt is a cut of meat from the upper top part of the shoulder of the pig. Its thicker section has more marbling and fat that equals more flavor when rendered. Let's apply some neutral oil. We're going to use canola oil and we're going to rub it all over the outside of the meat to help the dry rub stick better. Add your favorite dry rub and douse generously to all sides and rub in. Traditional barbecue is typically smoked low and slow, but we're going hot and fast for this pork butt because I'm short on time and I just don't have 12-15 hours to smoke it. The barrels that used to ship the pork shoulders were called butts, the Latin word buttus meaning cask or barrel. Set your smoker to 300. We're using cowboy charcoal and we're going to add 5 to 6 pieces of dried hickory to give it a nice smoke flavor. Place the seasoned pork butt on the grill fat side down and let it smoke for about 3 hours. The drippings from the fat is going to give it a nice char. Let's make our spritz. We have apple cider vinegar, bourbon, and we're going to use a little bit of orange juice, no pulp. Let's start with some apple cider vinegar. Add that to the shaker bottle, just kind of eyeballing this, just enough to get everything mixed up. A little bit of orange juice. And I'm going to use Knob Creek maple bourbon. Let's add a shot of that or more. And we're going to shake this thoroughly.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
When the pork butt reaches 165 and you have a nice char, 3 hours, remove from the smoker and we're going to wrap this in a double layer of heavy duty aluminum foil. But let's first just add a few tablespoons of brown sugar, rub seasoning, and the remaining spritz we made earlier to give it a nice sugary bourbon kick. Wrap up the meat nice and tight and throw it back on the smoker at 300 for 2 hours. I need to get my smoker up to 300 again, so I'm going to add some more additional cowboy charcoal to keep the temperature consistent until your meat temperature is at 200. Let's remove the meat from the smoker and we're going to let this rest for 1 hour. After 1 hour resting, we're going to shred the meat and discard any rogue pieces of fat, and let's just get lost in this mountain of meat. Now it's time to plate. The meat is tender, full of fat that's rendered, and the smoke and seasoning really comes through strong. And it's got a little bit of that sugary bourbon kick that we wanted to add with the spritz. From my point of view, pulled pork is an American classic.